The evolution of handheld game consoles over the last 20 years has had a major impact on society. The effect of gaming revolution has both positive and negative effects. One thing is certain: impact of handheld game consoles on society continues to grow into more and more areas as games improve. For one, gaming hardware technologies need to constantly improve, and some of the changes made directly affect standard technologies in the electronic industry. Games have had a massive effect on how society has looked at such things as training and education over the past 20 years. Gaming technology constantly evolves and continues to set a benchmark for helping people develop skills by allowing them to practice both theoretical and practical skills in a virtual environment. This was this will only continue to evolve as the benefit of games is developed to the extent where training simulators can allow individuals to become completely proficient in using high-tech tools in a practice environment before using them in a live environment. Using games as educational tools is boundless, and this could develop immensely to the extent that learning games could be used to deliver a non-computer related topic in its entirety. Game hardware and ergonomic design of consoles and controller devices will be further developed and will continue to influence the design of hardware devices used outside of the gaming industry. Such advancements have been made already in hardware devices such as mice and keyboards have been specifically designed with gaming in mind only to be adapted for use by general computer operators. This area can also thrive in the future and help create employment for design engineers. Now let's look back to the very early computer operating systems. They were text-based and hard to operate. They required users to have technical knowledge and were normally operated by type instructions to control how the operating system worked. Early games such as Pong helped develop a more graphical based interface, and hardware devices such as joysticks and controllers have been developed over time to ensure users could interact with games more easily. This switch towards a more graphical based operating system was also inspired by gaming. You can see today's 3D games user interference design being modeled by operating systems. Gaming has also helped gaming has also helped how users interact with PCs as controllers, and wireless communication devices have been specifically designed with gaming in mind. This has provided many benefits for the mainstream computing industry and allowed users to more easily interact with computers. This area will continue to grow and develop over time and create jobs and better technology that can be used in mainstream applications as results of advances in gaming technologies. Specific brain training games have been developed in a range of subject areas so that handheld consoles can be used as brain training games. It is thought that by giving players challenge and fun activities in game format, that they are challenged using a platform that they are used to and find learning more enjoyable. The fact that games can be set continuous challenges to improve scores and gives immediate feedback to the player, this can make learning much more fun than traditional classroom learning. Strategy games such as war games, where the player has to think of a strategy to play the game, help players develop thinking skills. Instead of actually controlling the player through a game, time needs to be taken to make the correct decision to guide the main game playing characters through the game. Management games such as Football Manager can run over seasons and require careful planning and thinking to ensure success over time. These games require time management, and players can relate strategies to real-world decision making. Strategy-based games can help players become more adaptable and become used to think outside the box. Some players will have a natural flair for thinking games, but playing them over time can have a positive effect on players as they will be able to use these skills to develop real-world problems either in education or the workplace. While we have looked at the benefits of gaming, it can also have a negative impact on society. One such thing is the amount of time spent playing games. This can affect people in education and performance in the workplace. This can happen when players' sleep is affected due to the number of hours spent playing games. In extreme cases, there have been reports of students not going to school or higher education due to their addiction to games. Studies also show that parents have neglected children, and in one case, to the extent where a child was left to die as their parents spent time gaming in an internet cafe just beside their house. Following on from spending too much time playing games, gamers also put themselves at risk of social isolation. When they spend most of their recreational time playing games, this is especially evident in consoles gaming when a gamer can play for hours on end without communicating with another human being. A gamer that spends so much time alone with no human contact can become withdrawn, and this will have a negative effect on their social skills. Well, however, many online gamers say that, they are happy with the friends they make playing MMO games and feel comfortable at being part of a large online social circle. Indeed, many gamers value online friends even more than friends that they know in person. How crazy is that? As online is a virtual world, there are trust issues, and not everyone can be taken at face value. Being able to communicate in a virtual environment is a good thing, but it should not outweigh everyday verbal communications with friends at face-to-face level. As mentioned, there are both benefits and drawbacks of gaming and how it affects society. The positive advancements in technology and education are excellent. The future impact that games can have on society is excellent, and using games as training tools to stimulate real-world activities can have a massively positive effect on an every developing society. It could be said that many of the negative effects of gaming are extremely cases, and that games are a good way to relax and become part of a wider gaming community as long as they are not played excessively. The advantages could be seen to outweigh the negatives. Others may have a different viewpoint to this, as they may see time spent playing games as wasted time, but games have helped the modern technological world develop. They have many positive effects on society, such as educational value and the ability to train people using game stimulations. But the potential for games to grow and further benefit society is definitely evident, and it remains to be seen the potential that games have in many aspects